This is the F1 podcast with Adam and Luke.
As we talk everything Formula One motor racing.
G'day and welcome to F1 Podcast, Australia's only dedicated Formula One podcast. And to the Russian playground Sochi we went on the beautiful Black Sea. Who wouldn't want to go to the Black Sea? Sounds lovely, doesn't it? Sounds dark. Sounds inviting. They actually call it the moniker of the Siberian gulags. That's what they call it.
It rolls off the tongue so well.
You should try the cabbage. So much lovely cabbage. The Russian GP was one thing and two words: wing and man. Mercedes-Benz driver wingman Valtteri Bottas made the ultimate sacrifice, enshrining his new nickname into the history books, letting his teammate Lewis Hamilton pass him to take the win and extend the Lewis Hamilton championship lead. 50 points is now the lead for Lewis. Is it too big a lead to overcome? Did Ferrari bottle it again? Should Mercedes-Benz have given team orders? Just a few of the questions we need to get answers to. And there's only one person that can answer all these questions and a whole lot more. It's the man to my right-hand side. Looking good, looking refreshed.
If I can't answer it, I will make it up.
Just make it up. That's what we always do. Please welcome Luke. I don't know why I said that. There's no one here.
Thank you. Thank you, Adam.
Producer Pete.
Thank you, everyone else.
Producer Pete's here?
No, he's left.
Oh, he's left.
Yeah.
He'll be back.
He's had enough. He's
He'll be
whittling.
back.
He's whittling.
He wouldn't miss this for the world.
No, not at all.
He's,
Except for right now.
Just right now. But he is, yes, you're right. He's whittling right now. He's whittling some wonderful prizes.
I think he's whittling. He's in his bedroom. Maybe he's whittling something else.
That's what he says he's doing when he's in the bedroom? Doesn't need that many tissues to whittle.
Full-time whittler.
Full-time whittler, all right. So, Luke, it wasn't the most exciting race, the Russian GP, but interesting. Certainly a lot of different elements in that race.
It had its moments, Adam. It had its moments. It was all right.
Yeah, okay. So going from the back of the grid, Verstappen was incredibly quick.
Max did a very good job coming from the back. A magical Max, I think we could call him for that race. I know you don't like it.
I don't like it.
I know you don't like him.
He's still a douchebag. But he did a splendid job.
He did a fantastic job. He chose the outside, found a bit of a gap around the McLaren, and Dan went on the inside and had a bit of contact and then ran over some debris. And yeah, they were always going to be fifth and sixth. It was just a matter of who was going to be fifth and who was going to be sixth. And Max did to get where he did in, half a dozen laps, he was well inside the top 10.
Yep.
And
he seems to have matured a lot over the season compared to where he was, Verstappen, at the start of the season, where everyone just gave him shit. We gave him shit. I was happy to give him a lot of shit.
Yes.
But now he seems to have, he says he hasn't changed his driving style, but has he? I think he may have done.
Well, the thing with Red Bull is they don't have anything to lose. They're going to be third in the Constructors' Championship.
Yeah.
And they can throw caution to the wind. Like, you want to dive up the inside of someone, you can dive up the inside of someone. So, and where they were coming from, they were always going to be fifth and sixth. It was just a matter of who's going to be more aggressive and get the passes done quickly. Yeah, Daniel had a little bit of debris hit his front wing, and they said he lost 30 points or 50 points of downforce. I don't know how much that is. I don't know how many points there are of downforce on a Formula One car, and I don't think people
hard to measure.
Yeah, but he had a little bit of an understeery car, which makes it difficult in some corners. But it was Max chose the right way. Max deserved the fifth place.
A super drive from Max. But it was all about, this race was really all about the kind of fiasco that was the ending with Lewis Hamilton passing Bottas. Well, when I say passing, the wingman Bottas just pulling over, taking team orders from Mercedes, and it just was, it was deflating. Like, you looked at everyone up, no one was happy to win the race. Lewis wasn't happy, Bottas was miserable. It was just a weird feeling, wasn't it?
It's very Russian themed though. A little bit miserable. Not a lot of people are happy.
And the smell of cabbage everywhere.
A lot of cabbage. So what they did, when you think about it, so put yourself in Bottas's shoes. You're getting paid $6 million. They tell you to move over. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
It is. And it makes complete sense.
He's not going to win the championship, but the sporting side of it, that's what irritates me. Like the team didn't, a lot of these guys in the team who make these decisions haven't raced or aren't in the sporting sense. They're mathematicians, they're statisticians. These guys know how to run a strategy, and they're looking at the overall picture. So it's come down to, can you're weighing up the sports side, but they're not, like in terms of sports psychology for Bottas, he got pole, he won, he was going to win the race, and he's had that taken from him. Lewis has now 70 wins, and Bottas has 3.
Yeah.
Lewis, when you saw him afterwards, it was genuine from Lewis, which I think in the last few races I've actually seen genuine Lewis, where early on in the season I'd be bitch slapping him because he wasn't genuine. He was a bit up himself.
A little bit?
A little bit.
A lot.
Yeah, it's not to scale my little. Yeah. My little is a lot.
No. But that radio message from Toto Wolff was quite telling. It was quite awkward. Valtteri, it's Toto. We needed to move over. We'll discuss it later when you get back into the... It's like, oh, no. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And then at the end, Valtteri asked the question, oh, okay, so I'm moving over for Hamilton's blistering of the tyres. So it's just a temporary thing, so to get him in front. So are we going back, guys? Are we going back to the original plan? Can I go take my...
Is this how we're going to finish?
Can I take my spot back? Negative. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
It's awkward.
I think if they... the idea of the blistering of tyres I can understand, because if he's that close to Valtteri... he could start to overheat his tyres and get blistering. But the idea, I think, if you're going to be completely transparent to your driver, you need to go, this is how we're going to finish. This is the formation we're going to do. And before Bottas asked that question. So there's no if, buts or maybes.
Well, that was the most surprising thing. It seemed like they haven't even thought this might eventuate. They thought like it was suddenly like, oh, we're going to let you race because you're racers. Oh, now we suddenly need to get Hamilton in front for the World Championship title. But it didn't even come into their equation. Like, surely there would have been a plan before they started when they were briefing.
According to the drivers, when they had a briefing, that was mentioned, and that might happen. But I think it actually happening was a different thing. Like, you can tell, oh, yeah, we might ask you to move over, to give him, like, if Sebastian's close, we can do this, and then we'll get an extra lead in the championship. It's effectively 2 race wins now, 50 points.
Yep.
With 5 races to go. So it's a big margin. No one's lost a championship being 50 points in the lead.
And, that's the great thing about Formula One racing is because it's not just like in anything else that you watch, any other sport, it's just like there's one championship. There's a couple of championships going on. So that's the beauty of it. There's these different tactics within the race. There's the individual World Championship, the Team World Championship as well, different dynamics. And that is kind of cool that there are team orders and that they're looking out for. It's just more than one dimension.
Well, there's 1,200 employees at Mercedes, and they're working towards winning both world championships.
Yeah.
So I can understand the business side of it. From a sporting side of it, it irritates the shit out of me.
Yeah, it's a bit shit.
It is. Like, Bottas deserved that win, and
it's kind of like...
But it's not going to be on the record books. He's still got 3 race wins.
It's like that, almost not like this, but that fiasco, they kind of changed the whole team orders thing back in 2002.
Yeah, Michael and Rubens
Barrichello. Like
last lap, last corner.
The season has just started, and already the teammate Barrichello is pulling over to let Michael Schumacher win. And the season's just started. The championship's not on the line.
You look back at... Austria wasn't like early in the season. It was a little bit later in 2002. In Australia, McLaren had an agreement. Whoever gets to turn 1 first should win the race. So that wasn't team orders. That was a gentleman's agreement. And it's the first race of the year. So, Mika and David had said that. So they pulled over for the win. When you see team orders come in at Red Bull, it wasn't sort of let him past. It was sort of, this is how you're going to finish.
Yeah.
And this one was... And Lewis always said, he kind of looked down at Michael because he had this over his teammates. It was a matter of, it's all about him. And he always said he never wanted to win a race like this. And now he has, and he has that, that gut feeling of, I didn't deserve that. Yeah. You don't like getting things you don't deserve unless it's a lottery.
Exactly. And Toto, I like Toto. I think he's great. Sure, he's got that booming, deep German voice. That sounds cool. but he's also a racer at heart. And he said that he was up with a cold sweat that night thinking about 2002 and how he wants them to race. So his intentions are all there. It's great, and at least he's honest. At the end, at the end of the race, he said, "Look, this is what happened." And we asked him to pull aside for this reason. He was being honest for the World Championship. Yeah. Whereas if it's Ferrari, they just have these coded messages.
Yeah.
There's never, you know what's happening, but they don't tell you what's happening. It's like, come on, Ferrari, just be honest. We're not idiots.
You can't. Like when Rubens Barrichello's on the main straight on the 71st lap of the Austrian Grand Prix and then pulls over to the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty easy what's going to happen there. So
just get an ice cream.
Yeah.
It's hard to disguise that. Before we go into the commentary of the race, I don't want you to get too excited, but we are going to have a chat to 4-time world champion Ferrari driver Sebastian Vettel about the race. Live here on Effing One Podcast, chatting to the great man Sebastian Vettel. He's always very generous with his time. We are also going to cross live to another world champion, that crazy Finn that you love, Kimi Räikkönen.
I do love him.
He's going to be joining us very shortly as well. And the guy that never has a chance of winning anything.
He's a World Endurance Championship world champion and a Le Mans champion.
And a hell of a guy.
And a nice guy.
Always got time for us. Brendon Hartley, the Kiwi kid, will be chatting to us as well. Lots of other stuff as well. We've got some great awards to hand out for the race. But I think what we should do now is, for the sake of, popular demand, everyone on Effing One Podcast has, when I say everyone, Luke's mum really wants us to commentate the race. She's a busy lady. She's always baking.
She doesn't have time to watch the whole race.
To watch the race. So she would like us to commentate the race for her because she might have missed some stuff. So should we commentate the highlight package?
Why not?
It seems only fair. Sochi 2018 and lights out, and we are racing. Bottas off pole looks good, and it's Hamilton in second. Oh, crossing over in front of Vettel. Vettel's coming in second now.
Hamilton's got a nice toe from the back of Bottas, so he should maintain that position as they head down to turn 2.
No crashes so far. This is exciting.
No lock brakes. Nope. Everyone going round. Max makes a really good move around the outside.
Oh, Sebastian really wide there.
Going around turn 4, long left-hander. It's about a 180-degree corner.
It's a fast track, isn't it?
Status quo, Mercedes 1-2, Ferrari 3-4. And one of the Saubers there, Charles Leclerc, going a little bit wide and then blocking very heavily on Esteban Ocon.
And right at the very back, if you just squint a little bit, you'll see Verstappen just carving it up. He is taking people left, right and centre.
Here we have Magnussen and Grosjean going around turn 4. Leclerc goes around the outside of Magnussen.
Look at that move.
Magnussen tries to go underneath him, but Leclerc takes him and takes off. And then
no one ever passes him.
Magnussen has to block heavily against Ocon, which that pretty much stays the same for those three. A little bit of Perez and Ocon switched around left, right and centre to try and see if they could get Magnussen, but it didn't happen.
We've got Verstappen, some highlights.
Around the outside to then the inside. Really good move from Max around the... it was Sainz in the Renault.
Yeah, you can just see Verstappen going up the leaderboard from 19th. He's just carving it up on this highlight package. And someone's gone sideways. Brendon Hartley, no, the Kiwi kid. Why?
And then Pierre Gasly. Pierre Gasly, so both the Toro Rossos had brake failures.
Oh, gee whiz, that Toro Rosso is shithouse. Absolutely shithouse. And Verstappen still carving. He's on the back of Ocon. He's going to take him here. He looks on the outside, has a sniff.
DRS open.
He's gone on the outside. Oh, it's a sweet move.
And then to the inside for the next corner.
Oh, I'm starting to like Verstappen.
It's a good move.
Don't ever repeat that. I don't want to repeat that ever again. But he is driving beautifully. I
shouldn't have pressed record there.
Oh, damn it. Look at him go on the outside. He's up to 7th already.
Yep.
Just Magnussen and Leclerc in front of him, and then we've got Raikkonen. It's Bottas in the lead, Hamilton, and someone's in the pits. That's a day. They're calling it.
Both Toro Rossos.
Brendon Hartley, that's day over, son. You Kiwi kid. Oh, boy. And more
Max overtaking.
More Max Verstappen highlights.
Taking Charles Leclerc. A pretty easy move as they head down to turn 2.
Gee, they're going
to DRS wide open. It's pretty easy and full conclusion.
Luke, aren't they going to see a lot of each other in the future, those two?
Sebastian Vettel comes in for his pit stop. And
the undercut.
Out.
And he's out.
2.8 second pit stop.
Hamilton's still in the lead.
Good move there from Ferrari, getting him in early, see if they can get the undercut.
Yep, and we've got Raikkonen in second. There's Toto Wolff. He's called it. He's pulled him, and that's Bottas
He's
in
pulled what?
first. Oop.
No, this is Hamilton.
That's Hamilton.
Bottas is
My
already
bad.
pitted.
My bad. And
There's a race out. You see Bottas gets passed around the outside as Hamilton comes down the pit lane. Sebastian Vettel around turn 1. They're side by side going down into turn 2. Who's going to get the lead?
oh, is it going to be? It's going to be...
Around the outside,
Oh, it's
Sebastian
Vettel.
Vettel.
Sebastian Vettel.
Good move. I think Hamilton got on the radio pretty quickly and said, how did that happen?
Happy Ferrari fans there in Russia. Pretty happy there. Verstappen clocks in the fastest lap of the race, but it's Vettel in front of Hamilton. That is big for the World Championship. Vettel's chance to peg back some points.
I thought, here we go. We've got a race in our hands. See what might happen. But Lewis did a great job. Got a big toe. DRS wide open. Goes to block.
Oh, is
Sebastian
that a double?
makes
That's a
two
double
moves.
move.
That's a double move.
Is that a double move?
He's gone the Max
That's illegal.
Verstappen. He's gone the heavy block around the outside of turn 4. The big long left-hander. It'll be so much fun driving around that. Hamilton pulls out. Sebastian concedes. You can tell he does. He didn't block on the inside. He's like, I've been a bit of a dick with the double move. I don't want to push my luck. Let him past. And everyone's clapping. Toto's not banging on any desks.
Look at that. Ooh, that's definitely a double move, that replay on that squeeze there from Sebastian Vettel. But he got the job done, Lewis Hamilton. And it just seems like Sebastian is hanging his head a little bit at the moment. He realises it's slipping away, this World Championship.
Can't fight. It's there.
Can't.
So Max stayed out. This is lap 25. Max is in the lead. He hasn't pitted
From
yet.
last place, he's now in the lead because he hasn't pit.
And on lap 25, the switch was making. Bottas leaves him through, and Hamilton takes into second place behind Verstappen.
Oh, it's a bit of radio chatter there. Bottas not happy, saying, Toto, what's happening? What's happening, Toto? Sorry, Bottas. We talk about it later, okay? Verstappen's in the pits. Finally!
10 laps to go.
I wonder if those tyres would have lasted the whole distance.
They probably would have. The idea is they've put on the Ultra Softs, thinking that the Ultra Softs would give them a little bit of pace.
Yep.
It didn't actually happen. And no surprises, Kevin Magnussen driving Carlos Sainz off the road.
That's what he does. That's what he does.
Such a good job of it.
He is just a madman.
And he'll say, I didn't see him
Is
there.
he the hardest man to pass?
I think
Magnussen, he would
one
be
of
up
the
there, wouldn't
most
he?
aggressive blockers.
I like him.
I do.
I like him a lot.
Yeah.
He's got attitude. And the winner, Lewis Hamilton, takes the win. That is a huge win because it extends the World Championship points. And then Bottas, hang your head. Not in shame. Not in shame. Wasn't your fault. And Verstappen coming in sixth. Vettel
Fifth.
third. My bad.
Raikkonen fourth.
Raikkonen fourth. Max Verstappen fifth. Daniel Ricciardo sixth. And the extension of the World Championship lead. Now, instead of being 43 points, it would have been if they'd stayed status quo in their positions with Bottas win, Lewis second. In fact, it's turned to 50 points now, the championship lead, and that could be insurmountable, Luke.
Yep, Chuck Leclerc got 7th, Kevin Magnussen 8th, and the two Force Indias, Ocon and Perez, switched their positions back later on because Perez couldn't get past Magnussen, so they made a deal that if I can't do it, I'll give the place back.
Wow.
So that was Russia.
I tell you what, though, that 5-minute highlight package is so much more exciting than watching the race. Because it wasn't that exciting.
Especially with our voice.
When I was, with our commentary skills.
You probably didn't need to laugh that hard.
No. I think, anyone could have commentated that better than we just did. I'm going to be honest with you.
Nah, we did all right.
Well,
Pierre Gasly, Brendan Hartley, the only two DNFs. Everyone else 2 laps down from Van Dorn, Sainz and Sorokin. Sainz had a terrible race.
Yep.
That's Russia.
That's Russia, yes.
Done, move on.
Yeah, so we're going to move on from there because we're going to talk more about that a little bit. You've got some awards. Peter, our producer Peter's been whittling. He's just come downstairs from whittling.
He's got some...
he looks ready.
What's that, tissue stuck to his hand?
I think that's tissue. He's been whittling with some tissues. That's the oil in the wood that he likes to...
That's a good point, yeah.
And we probably should also mention at the top of the podcast, that is tradition here at FE1 Podcast, we have to dress in the native uniform, the native costume of the featured race. So kudos to you, sir, for commentating the entire highlight package dressed as Vladimir Putin.
I've got my Vlad on.
Congratulations. But for you, very little dressing up is required. You've just taken off your shirt, got your commando pants on, shaved your body right down.
It took me 45 minutes to shave my chest.
Yeah. There's a lot of hair.
Yeah.
The back, How did you reach the back of
It's got this back
extender
razor thing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, really handy.
Yeah.
Extender stick. You needed it. And you basically just oiled yourself up. So I've got Vladimir sitting to my right. And yes, you probably guessed it. What I'm wearing, Russia's greatest export. I'm a Russian prostitute. As Vlad would say, Vladimir Putin, Russia has greatest prostitute in the world.
Yep.
And here I am, right here to your left-hand side.
That's it.
This G-string is killing me, by the way.
It would.
Call me Dasha.
It's gone to a dark place.
Dasha from Russia.
Dasha.
Hi, guys. So anyway, this is what we do. We're dedicated.
It's like Sebastian.
Sounds very much like Sebastian.
Sebastian's a
strangely
Russian prostitute.
Yeah. Yeah. So
one thing I want to touch on.
Please do.
Sorry. Before we
not
head
my
off,
outfit.
Not touching you.
No.
I'm at a safe distance.
Mm-hmm.
I can smell the STDs. Q2.
Yeah.
In qualifying, because the Red Bulls had engine penalties, the Toro Rossos had engine penalties, and I think one of the McLarens had an engine penalty, so they didn't run. So Q2 was basically go out and do half-ass lap. Renault didn't even run as well because they're like, we're not going to get in the top 10 because we don't have the pace of the top 10.
Yep.
So we'll just we'll be 11th and 12th anyway. We get a free choice of tyres.
Yep.
We're not risking anything. So in Q2, it was nothing. There was 10 runners out of the 15 that should have been running.
So no one actually got eliminated from that Q2.
Anyone who eliminated sat out. They went, no, I'll sit out. It's frustrating.
It's not great to watch.
No.
And in all fairness,
you didn't really have to make it into Q3. You're in it.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Renault has checked out this year already. They're not even thinking about racing.
Got some ideas.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do a third driver.
Yes.
To help with team qualifying.
Team qualifying.
We did mention it a little bit.
Wait, sorry. Let me just stop for a moment. Is this an idea for making F1 great again?
It is an idea,
isn't it?
We kind of had it in there, but not a third driver. It was like a team qualifying. But if they want drivers to get more experience. You want random drivers to have it. So give them the weekend, and then just for qualifying, you get to qualify for your team, but not actually to race the race.
And so all three cars set times, you average that time out, and that is your qualification time.
Yep.
What, then you all start at the same spot on the grid?
Yep. So side by side,
Oh, yeah.
Also, I would like to have points allocated for qualifying.
That's a wonderful idea, Luke. And we should probably just step back a bit because we did actually go to Liberty Media. Well, what we thought was Liberty Media at the time, which turned out not to be.
It was just someone's residential address who works for Liberty Media.
We got confused. We did the entire trip from Australia, from the Gold Coast, Australia, check it on a map, and we flew to Texas, which we thought was Liberty Media. It wasn't. Some dude's house that works there, knocked on the door, had a briefcase full of wonderful ideas.
Beautiful ideas.
Which we won't go into right now. But they were wonderful ideas, and unfortunately, they just poo-pooed us and they slammed the door in our face. But we don't give up at F1 Podcast.
We were threatened.
This time we're going to actually turn up to the real headquarters in London, in Europe. We'll get the right tickets, the right destination, and we've got more ideas like this. Your idea there.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Just to make a reason for them to go out.
Yeah.
To get into Q3.
I love it.
To run it. And I think
I
think they should ditch what you qualify on in Q2.
Yep.
You should keep your tyres to start the race in. I don't think they should do that. Let them start on fresh rubber. Let them push from the start.
Yep.
People are still going to have different strategies. People like Red Bull would still run the softs.
It makes sense. Let's simplify it. They can use whatever tyre they want in any qualification. Yeah. Q3, Q2, Q1.
Yeah.
Any tyre they want.
Yeah.
Just have the best tyres.
And they start the race whenever they want to start on.
Correct. I love it. So there's some more great ideas for making F1 great again. That's what we do at F1 Podcast. We are constantly trying to make this sport better because it could be always tweaked. It's great. Don't get us wrong. We love Formula One. We love to tweak it, and we think we can make it even better. Are you going to chuck those on the Twitter page?
No, why not?
Why not? I love it. So there'll be another trip to Liberty Media sometime in the future.
Oh, yeah.
We need to very quickly, Luke, check in with, he's waiting for us. He's on hold at the moment on Skype. 4-time world champion.
He's very patient.
Very patient. So much time for us as well. Amazing that a 4-time world champion would bother to, have time for effing one podcast. A podcast that gets, most downloads from your mum.
Yeah.
I mean, she
has several devices and she just downloads from every single one just to up the stats.
She will actively visit friends.
She doesn't even know how to use those
and
things.
Download from their device. Yeah, just so that our numbers get up.
Yeah.
Sebastian doesn't care. He doesn't care whatsoever. So we're going to Skype Sebastian Vettel right now and get his take and just ask him some questions. Hey guys!
Oh,
I've been waiting here for fucking ages. What the fuck? Hi guys. Hey, look.
Sorry, Sebastian.
Hey, look.
Sorry, I had a problem with the camera. I couldn't see you.
That's okay.
Anyway,
look. That's okay.
Welcome to the effing one podcast.
Stop talking. Wait, just let me say something, okay? Have you got a girlfriend yet?
Not at all.
Oh my god, what a waste! You're such
They've
a
all
waste
got
of time.
incredibly high standards, and I just don't meet them.
How come you look exactly like Vladimir Putin? Why are you with your shirt off?
Well, I thought, being the review of the Russian Grand Prix,
sure.
we hear dress. It's nice that you finally actually mentioned it. Every other time I'm dressed, you don't mention it. Yeah, this is my Vlad.
Jesus.
What do you think?
I'm so impressed right now.
Check out the guns.
Just move the camera down just a smidge
so
I can see. Okay,
you can't do that.
Fine. Oh, by the way, what is your... I don't ask you this every single time. What is the podcast called?
It's the effing
I don't fucking care. Whatever. So, what's...
I always fall for that.
Do you got questions for me, please?
Thinking one time you'll actually listen.
Sure.
Questions. So, you've always lambasted Max Verstappen on
he's
his
reckless.
moves.
He's a reckless teenager.
Just take you back to the fight with Lewis, and you did a bit of a double move there.
What are you talking about? That was completely legal. I don't know if you know this. In the Ferrari is a little glitch und shunt. So it has a little, when I'm driving, sometimes it shunts a little, so the car just went a little bit to the right, not my control. And then I went, oh, this is crazy. And then it went to the left. So it went left, righty, left. So the little shunty shunt. So this was not intentional. This was just the car. So
Okay.
I
I think we've lost a little bit of translation with shunt, but I'm glad that it's actually a Ferrari.
Did you want to try a shunt later on?
No shunt for me, thank you.
Whatever. Okay, no.
I'm going to
Hey, I
remain
know.
shuntless.
I know you're not batting for this team. That's okay.
I'm shirtless, not shuntless.
Jesus Christ, you are shirtless.
So you've now got 2 race wins behind Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, Das is pretty uber.
What are you planning to do to slow him down?
You know what? If I had a teammate that would actually be a teammate, but now he's decided to go ahead. No, well, let's be honest. We shunted. I wanted to keep him, but the bosses, they say, no, we need this other guy and the young guy. And I'm saying, no. We need the team order guy. Otherwise, I would send Raikkonen to do a kamikaze mission and into the kamikaze track at the Japanese because they love the kamikazes.
Yeah.
I would just go, hey, Raikkonen, come here. From the start, just want you to go straight into the back of him. I'm going to watch and then I'm going to take you from behind. Both of you at the same time.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, but this cannot happen because, of course, he is no longer the teammate. He's driving for Schauber now. Schauber Flaufenbaum.
I've never heard Sauber pronounced that way.
Just the way we do it in
Maybe you've got a speech impediment.
It's a Bavarian accent, sorry. It's just very particular.
You're looking forward to the Japanese Grand Prix?
Sure, I love the Japanese people. It's so friendly, so small, so cute. I just want to grab their cheeks every time I see them. Yeah. And love the sushis. Have you been to the sushi bars?
No, not at all.
The one where you have the naked boys and they have the sushi on top of the bodies?
Really haven't.
I take you. You'll love it.
Next time, when I'm in Japan.
Okay, sure. That sounds fun. By the way, before I go, I'm very busy because I'm just in transit right now.
Where are you headed?
I'm heading to Japan. Japan.
Okay.
No, I go to the spas. It's in the North Island because it's the practice day over. Und go to the spas with the monkeys in the snow. In the snow.
In the snow?
Yeah, and I swim with them, and then I come back for the race.
That's sorry, we're just losing connection here, Sebastian. Thanks for having a chat.
By the way, send us a dick pic. Look, send us a dick pic. Okay, bye. Bye.
Well,
Wow.
he's quite adamant.
Isn't he adamant? Isn't he passionate? No, but it's so nice that you've got a 4-time world champion bothering to spend time with F1 podcast. I mean, that's pretty good. That's very nice, very generous with his time. So thank you very much,
fortunate.
Sebastian Vettel.
Dangle that carrot in front of him.
He's got issues though, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's 50 points down. He's no chance of winning this.
Yeah, no, but not just that. I think he's got other issues. Doesn't he? Seems like he's got issues.
Who doesn't?
Anyway, we should hand out some... Oh, we need to find out, wrapping up, fastest lap of Russia.
Lap?
We didn't get into the fastest lap driver of the day championship lead.
Fastest lap was Valtteri Bottas. Driver of the day was Max Verstappen.
Yep.
And the fastest pit stop was Williams.
Again?
Yeah, they're pulling their finger out. Last year they were dominant in this, and early on in the season, Williams weren't doing too well, but now they've got their mojo back. They're changing those tyres nice and quick. Good work, Williams.
Imagine if they had a good car.
You get fuck all points for that.
Yeah, absolutely bugger all for that. But maybe that's something we could do, also introduce for making F1 great again. Fastest pit stop of the race. Bonus points.
I would like to give someone, slowest pit stop.
There's another bonus point. Just deliberately out of your way. Well, that gives the guys who are absolutely like Williams, although they're doing good pit stops, but the teams that aren't doing so well, a chance to pick up some points. Yeah, for going super slow.
It's kind of like the modern day for handling kids with success and failure. Just give everyone a point,
and it just makes them look better.
Yeah, and they'll
makes them
we got a
better.
point. I'm like, you would have got a point if you sat in the garage. Which that's what Toro Rosso tried to do.
Right,
didn't work.
No. Fair enough. We need to hand out some highly treasured, highly anticipated awards. Producer Peter has been upstairs busily whittling away.
Yep.
And he has crafted some beauty. He's a crafty craftsman.
Those hands were very busy.
Hands of a surgeon. And such soft touch when it comes to whittling. So let's find out what Peter's been whittling. There it is. The first award is right here. That's it. It's the green
big award.
It's a big award. It's the Green Award.
The Green Award.
And it's for the smallest carbon footprint. And Luke, you've crunched some numbers. Who wins the Green Award?
I didn't have to think too hard or long about this one. It's Toro Rosso.
Toro Rosso.
With a double DNF. And also not running in Q2, just sitting it out after they changed their Honda engines, got an engine penalty. So what's the point in running? And really, what's the point of them turning up?
I don't even know why they bothered.
You know what they did? They saved some fuel.
And they won the Green Award.
The Green Award for lowering their carbon footprint.
F1 podcast. It is a highly treasured award. Put that in your trophy cabinet. Now, the next
There's nothing else in there. Or except for Sebastian's win, but other than that.
That's true. That goes back a long way, though. Time for the award celebrating the biggest waste of time out there on the track today, the UGE Day Awards. Who wasted everyone's time, Luke, by bothering to turn up?
Well, there was a lot of people who wasted a lot of time. But, Toro Rosso did. I think they wasted their own time. They didn't really waste my time because there was other stuff I could watch. But we're going to give it to Toro Rosso.
No?
Yeah.
We
are. Yeah.
Yeah. Back to back. That's the first back to back winner. Man, there might be some more awards in here for them. That's frightening. The Effing One Podcast Award for making Formula One great again is what we do. We try to do. We attempt it. It doesn't always work. Actually, it never works. But we try. Who won that award?
This is the first time he's won this award.
Really?
Can you guess? You're wrong. It's Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton?
Yes.
Making F1 great again.
That dicey battle with Sebastian got me on the edge of my seat.
It was pretty.
Made it good. And then just...
He is driving beautifully.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as we aren't the biggest fans of Lewis Hamilton or Max Verstappen, it must be said they're driving nicely. And how about next year? Isn't that going to be a vicious cockfight? Waving of cocks. That is going to be awesome because you're going to have Verstappen with possibly a Honda engine, which looks to be pretty good. All the talk is it's going to be pretty fast.
Yep.
You're going to have maybe 3 constructors vying for the championship. And who knows? Maybe Renault might be able to pull out of that. It's unlikely.
I like your optimism.
I wish.
I like your optimism.
Might be a bit further away for Renault. They've closed up shop already, haven't they, Renault? As Dan has. Dan's closed up shop.
Yeah, I just want to see him take some risks.
Have a crack. Have a go. Next award on the list for the F1 podcast, Luke, it is the Pastor Maldonado Award for my favourite pastime, driving dangerously.
Erratically driving. It was pretty, like we saw with the highlights, Magnussen always likes to push people a little bit wide, but I think for the double move, we're going to give it to
Sebastian Vettel. Well done, Sebastian. Was it really a double move?
Yeah.
It was.
He went to the right. The move kind of stopped and then he went right again.
You don't want to see him be penalised for that, though, because Max Verstappen didn't. He got a warning earlier on this year when he did it too. I think it was against Dan. He did that again. So people aren't getting... So the precedence has been set. Don't penalise him with time.
Well, there was no contact.
But we should tease him. There should be some teasing or throwing of tomatoes or something.
I think there should be some kind of public ridicule.
Punishment. Maybe that's something that we could add for the Making F1 Great Again.
Put them in stocks. Just hurl abuse at them.
No time penalties.
Yeah.
Just public
humiliation.
Humiliation and
Pull
ridicule.
their pants down.
Yep.
Get them sitting in an ice bucket and just throw.
And you can throw
rotten
stuff
eggs
at that little thing. And it hits
the
it and
dunker.
they dunk and they go into slime.
Yeah. So each race will have its own bucket of slime,
which is native to that country.
Yeah. So you look at the Chinese Grand Prix, you think of those 1,000-year eggs or whatever they are.
Oh God!
They dunk them. Oh God!
Could you imagine being dunked into 10,000 blended century eggs?
Yep, it's the same. You like in the Australian Grand Prix, you dunk them into Fosters. God. No one wants to go in there. I think that's time up.
All right, that's our podcast.
We've been told.
Producer Pete's winding us up. He wants us to move on to the next topic, the next award. Fair enough, Pete. We're getting there. This one's the...
That's how Pete works in Morse code.
Because the intercom's not working anymore. He just goes, guys, next topic, enough on board. He just pushes that little... Yeah, fair enough. It's very high-tech here at F1 Podcast. The Lickett and Send It Award for Best Overtaking Move.
Well, there was... The Charles Leclerc on Magnussen, I was very impressed with.
Awesome on the outside. And passing a dude that is so hard to pass.
Yeah.
Magnussen.
So I think that award, he made it, he licked it, he sent it, and he kept the place and then rode off into the distance.
Beautiful.
Well done, Chuck.
We've spoken about this. I think he's going to beat Sebastian next year.
I think he will.
I think Sebastian's cacking his dacks right now.
Cacking his dacks.
He is.
For those of you international listeners, that's shitting your pants.
Oh, sorry, that's an Australianism. It's shitting your pants.
Yeah.
He's got skid marks from here to Kingdom Come. He's petrified of Leclerc. He is super fast.
He is.
And what a great choice and a ballsy manoeuvre by Ferrari to finally go, let's get a young guy in there.
It's nice. It's a refreshing change. I think everyone wanted it. Kimi's done a half decent job. I think he's maximised a lot of positions and times and
gone missing this weekend.
Yeah,
didn't he go missing?
Yeah,
and he hasn't been very helpful in the last couple of races.
He's only allowed to help as much as he's allowed to.
Yeah,
but yeah. Those are the awards.
They're the awards, beautifully whittled by Pete, producer. Thank you, Pete. Beautiful whittling, and we're going to send them off. We're going to post-pack them right now, aren't we, Pete? We're going to put them in a bubble wrap bag, send them off to their destination, to their... Yep.
He's using Dodgy Brothers.
Thumbs up. And I'm sure the recipients will be so grateful to have... There'll be a bit of tissue on them probably from Pete.
Bit of piss take. Yeah. Oh, great. Another award for being
coconut
shit.
oil. Why does this one smell like coconut oil?
Pete.
Producer Pete. Now, we've got to a bit of F1 news. Any driver lineup changes? Some
F1 news.
We've had some changes in the lineup.
Yeah.
Welcome back, former driver Daniel Kvyat. Hasn't he been around the ringer a bit?
Yeah, he has, and he's back in F1. I think they're saying that he's matured and he's kind of had a good chance to step away from F1 and sort of go over what he did and some of his mistakes and sort of being a bit inconsistent. He's always been a relatively quick driver, and Toro Rosso don't have a lot of options.
That's true.
So it'd be good to see him back. He's a decent character. Let's see if he goes completely off script.
And maybe unfairly dropped in the first place after the couple of bings with Vettel a couple of times. Yeah,
that's one of the
bings.
things that I want to, because in the previous podcast I said that Max crashed into Sebastian at turn 4.
Yeah.
At the Russian Grand Prix 2 years before. I was completely wrong. It was Kvyat that did that. The missile. But yeah, it'll be good to have him back. Good for Toro Rosso. I think he's been in the Ferrari camp, helping them out in their simulator work.
Yep.
So yeah, it's he's got some experience working in a bigger outfit, and I'm sure he'll bring a calm and cool head back to Toro Rosso. Who's going to be alongside him?
Who knows?
Don't know. Who would you like to see?
For Toro Rosso, I would like to see either Van Dorn have another crack. Seems unlikely. Ocon. Because it seems that Van Dorn and Ocon are both not going to be driving in Formula One next year, and that seems to be a real shame because they are both very quick, very young. Have had one bad season. Well, Ocon hasn't had a bad season. I would love to see one of those two in there. It seems unlikely.
Who would you like to see at Williams?
I would like to see Kubica have a crack. We actually thought that he'd be driving for Williams right now. We thought that that Stroll would be driving for Force India, which hasn't happened, which is a bit weird.
There must be something in the contract of Ocon that sort of is keeping him in that seat. But with new owners, I don't know if clearly Ocon's still in the car.
Yeah.
I think Force India want to kind of capitalise on as many points as they can.
Yeah, it seems that Sorokin will be driving for Williams next year, and there may also be another Russian in that seat as well, which I think is a bit of a shame because I'd love to see Kubica. Give him a chance. It would be a wonderful Formula One story that everyone would love.
I would like to see Kubica at the Toro Rosso.
There we go. That's another great
just
move
to throw
right
a spanner
there.
in the works.
And a better car than the Williams.
I think Toro Rosso said that they don't want Ocon because they want Ocon and then they want him in the Red Bull family. But Mercedes is like, no. So Ocon pretty much going to sit out next year. George Russell, the F2 champion, or champion to be, if he gets 12 points in the next race. He is also, once you win the F2 title, you can't stay in F2. So he'll either have to go to Super Formula in Japan, or he'll have to step into F1, probably with Williams. But I still don't think they've got a place for him. I don't think they're gonna need pay money. They're gonna need money at Williams.
They will.
And I don't think that's gonna come from Russell.
No.
And
Kubica brings money.
Mercedes said that we're not going to pay for these drivers.
Yep.
Like we're not going to buy them seats.
Yeah.
So
it's a very interesting time for driver lineup, and also going into 2020 will be interesting because there's another name that will pop up: Michael Schumacher, Mick Schumacher, the son of seven-time world champion Michael Schumacher, who is currently winning the F3 championship.
Yep, the European F3 championship. He's leading that.
And he was pretty much nowhere for most of that season and then has come great guns. So a bit of a chip off the old block. Wouldn't it be amazing to have that name in the Formula One mix?
It'd be great to have him, early on in the season, also Formula 4 last year. And I was like, I don't know if he's clicking. I don't know if he's actually got his dad's talent. But in the second half of this European Formula 3 season, he's actually driven really, really well. He's been very dominant. His team, I think it's Prema, they've actually pulled their finger out and gone, right, we fixed some things and the car's a rocket ship now. Where Mick's going to clearly go to F2 next year. That's where he needs to go.
Yep.
Everyone in F1 said he's not ready yet and he needs another year.
How old is he? 21?
I'm not sure.
20?
I've actually met him.
Really?
Yeah, I met Mick when Michael was here on his return, when he came into work. I managed to film him, Corinna, and I forget the daughter's name, but she was there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. How old was he then?
He was a kid.
Just a kid.
Yeah, it was when Michael, his first year back in F1 after his retirement.
Mercedes.
He was staying at McDoohan's house.
Yeah, wow.
And then he came into work and I got to film his program. He's a really nice guy, Michael. Yeah. And he was, he wanted his family to do everything.
Very private, very family orientated, very secretive about Michael Schumacher.
I had to talk my way in to getting it filmed. Someone told me that he was coming in and like, Luke, because they knew my obsession for F1. I had met him before, informally, but he's like, no, I don't want it filmed because he's concerned about his privacy and stuff like that. And I went, you know what? I said, we do this for heaps of people. If you want a memory you can take home for your family, then I'm happy to do it. And, you know, we've done this before for celebrities. And he's like, yeah, okay. I took my way into the Schumacher family.
Wow.
It was, I was.
And then came the restraining order.
Yeah.
And now you're a bona fide stalker.
Yeah. It was a proud
You're
moment.
always following him wherever he goes.
Yeah.
You just pop up.
Yeah. Last time I saw him was in a Priceline in Melbourne.
Yep.
He was buying toothpaste and...
You were dressed as a packet of Weet-Bix, I think. You're sitting on the shelf
buy
as a
me,
box
buy
of...
me.
Oh,
Bouncing
hello,
back
Mick,
and
remember
forth.
me? Hello.
When I was in Priceline, I was just walking around and there was a lady going, is it him or his brother? And I thought, these women don't know F1. I'm thinking maybe it's Neil and Tim Finn.
Right.
Maybe it's along those lines.
Right. Crowded house.
Yeah, and then so I've done a bit of a walk around. I've seen him like, that's Michael Schumacher.
That's Michael Schumacher.
Yeah. So really nice guy, very down to earth. My thoughts are with him as he...
I think Dan Ticktum had some unflattering words to say about
Dan's
him.
having a bit of a whinge because things aren't going his way.
And he blames... Well, he was just saying that Mick's entitled and he wouldn't be there if his last name wasn't Schumacher. That kind of talk, which is completely unnecessary and retarded. So, and it's not going to move. I'm not going to give that any more light of day than it needs to. So let's move on to effing what. You've got some effing what news for us today.
I do effing what, and this only came out.
Oh wait, we didn't do the tag.
What tag?
It's time for
effing what.
See, so much better when you do that.
Oh yeah, a lot better.
It's so much more legit.
So just to go over, with the regulation change that happened from 2016 to 2017, the cars got wider, got more downforce. All of these things happened and transpired. What's the cost? How much is this going to cost an F1 team to go from a certain regulation, a certain style, to go, okay, we need to redesign the car.
That's a complete
We
rebuild.
need to develop it.
Redesign.
This wasn't like, oh yeah, you got to change the rear wing. This has got to be bigger. It's a complete change of philosophy and design.
Back to the drawing board, essentially.
So both Red Bull and Mercedes said that they increased their budget by 17.4%. That's significant.
At the change of the regulations.
Yeah. So the cost between 2016 and 2017 for Red Bull went from £193 million to £226.7 million.
Wow.
So that's a 17.4 increase. Mercedes also said that they had a 17.4 increase, and they both said it's because of the regulation change.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
So every time they make these big regulation changes, there's a cost that comes to it. So if they're going to make big regulation changes for 2020, there's going to be big costs accounted to it.
Luke, now it's time for, we love this segment, our favourite Kiwi. And it's so nice that he also has time to spend with us. We call this Finding a Job with Brendon. The unluckiest driver on the grid, not just because he has a ridiculous accent, but because he's a rubbish driver. The Kiwi, Brendon Hartley. If you can't laugh at a Kiwi, Luke, what can you do?
Don't know.
Thank you. So we are going to have a look at what's happening with Brendon. He picks up the odd spare job here and there because he normally crashes out of the races so quickly. He needs to make extra coin doing something else
on the side.
So he visits the Centrelink office, which is the Australian version of the employment agency. So let's check in with Finding a Job with Brendon. Hi, Brendon. Welcome to Centrelink.
Oh, g'day. I'm back.
You are back. Good to see you. And how did you go in Russia?
Oh, I didn't do too good. I had a brake failure. Me and my teammate both had the same thing.
Oh, that's a shame. I wasn't actually meaning about the race because no one actually cares about you racing cars. I was thinking more about the other job that you picked up at the fair at Sochi with the Dodgem cars.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Oh, the Dodgem cars, it was fun. But on Saturday night, they fired me, so...
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good, Brendon. Are you okay?
I'm a bit disappointed. I thought I was doing a pretty good job, but it turns out that, when you turn the steering wheel too hard, the Dodgem cars go backwards. So a lot of people, as soon as they got in the cars, they're just going backwards, and they didn't like that.
Yeah, I've actually got the report right here from Sochi. Here's the paperwork about your firing.
That's a lot of paperwork.
There's a lot here. They're very thorough when they fire people, like you didn't get shot or go to the gulags. It says here, just useless. Yep, that's Russian for useless.
That sounds like Russian French to me.
Yep, that's a combination of very close to the French border.
I didn't know that. I live near the French border. I didn't know that Russia was just around the corner.
Yeah, it's a fact that people don't normally
I think you need to fix your geography, Centrelink lady.
Don't worry, I work here. You're just Brendon, so trust me, France and Germany very close. Okay, so now we're
This is Russia. You don't know what you're fucking talking about.
Just relax.
I don't know why I come back to you. You're fucking hopeless.
Okay, I'm
cleaning shitters.
Haven't had my medication. I'm so sorry. Okay. My expertise is in employment, not so much in geography. So, okay, next stop is Japan.
Next will be finding a job for you.
Yes. Okay, you cheeky shit. So, what we're thinking now is there something you'd like to do in Japan?
Oh, I think any job there'll be, if there's any jobs going, I could do that.
Yep.
I'm pretty versatile.
There's not.
Why?
It's all automated in Japan. Everything's automatic.
Doesn't someone need to fix the robots?
No, the robots fix the robots.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
And then there's that one guy, Tukanaki. He fixes everything. So, yeah. And no need to clean your toilets either. They're all automated as well.
I do like those self-cleaning toilets. They give you warm water.
Very nice.
Very nice.
And the little squirt up's nice, isn't it? The little friendly squirt.
I was really excited about Japan. I even wrote a haiku.
Oh, did you? Oh, let's hear it.
Would you want me to hear? You want to hear it?
Yeah, this could be your other job. Writing poems.
We'll see. Just give me your honest advice at the end of it.
Okay.
I think I can drive. Gasly is a quick driver. I must be better.
Is that it?
That's a haiku.
That's really rubbish. Okay, well
I don't think I'm going to come back here.
Thanks for coming in. So good luck driving. You'll probably have a lot of spare time on your hands after you crash on the first or second lap. So I don't know. Check the sites, have some sushi.
I'd like to say thanks for your help, but you're useless.
And that was Finding a Job with Brendon. Such a wonderful insight into his life.
Yeah,
really.
I think you sounded a little bit frustrated there.
Getting antsy.
Yeah.
I understand it as well.
Yeah.
He's been out of a job for a while. He's not driving particularly well. A lot of bad luck with Toro Rosso. Things could be better for the poor Kiwi.
Yeah.
Let's hope they get better. Let's hope he sticks around and drives for them next year.
I'd like to see that.
You did say he's got a contract for next year.
Apparently, I heard a brief little snippet of a Sky Sports interview.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm not worried, I've got a 2-year deal.
Gosh.
Which hasn't he met Kvyat? Hasn't he met other people that probably had deals? Kvyat was driving for Red Bull Racing and then got dropped to Toro Rosso and then got booted.
Halfway through a season, mate. Yeah, I think he's a bit delusional.
Yeah.
Now it's time for our little costume change, Luke, because guess what? We are getting ready for the Japanese Grand Prix. So we need to preview that. So shall we do a quick little costume change?
Very quick.
Let's do it. And we're back.
That's how quick it was.
Quick little edit. We're now fully clothed.
There was no edit. This is how quick I change. I don't fuck about.
That's pretty quick. Very quick. And as is the tradition here at F1 Podcast, we have to wear the native costumes of the featured race, and we are now looking at Suzuki, Japan. And Luke, you are dressed, I love it, in your traditional sumo fat suit.
So not a suit, actually. That's just me.
You're saying that's not a suit?
No. Touch it. See?
You're right.
That's my skin.
That's all you.
Yeah, and that's my nappy.
That's incredible. That's a giant man nappy.
Yeah, I'm a giant man.
That's like a dream.
Stop looking at it. You're staring way too much. I feel uncomfortable.
It's a big nappy.
Yeah.
Did you just poop in that?
Now I have.
Yep, there we go. I thought so. Very absorbent. Well done. And
Not so absorbent on the smell.
And yes, in case you're wondering, Luke, yes, I am dressed as a Japanese schoolgirl.
You really seem to go for the females, don't you?
It's not me. It's producer Pete.
No.
He organises all the costumes.
Pete has no say in what you wear. This is just you.
That is completely not true. But
Singapore Airlines.
But you are right about one thing. This
Russian
is...
prostitute, just pretty much wearing a G-string.
Standing right next to me here in the corner is a Japanese vending machine full of my knickers for sale.
There's a lot of... Maybe Brendon could have been doing that job, just soiling some underwear.
Sorting through the soiled underwear.
Can't do that with a machine.
No.
Oh, he missed out.
Because the different flavours,
I think that
the different odours from the different amounts of work that you do.
That careers guidance counsellor isn't very good.
Yeah. That top row, in the top row, that's my fresh one. I just went out and did run some laps. That's
heavily soiled.
Really stinky. It wasn't brown when it started.
No. None of them were.
No. So now that we're in our native costumes for the Japanese race, it's a shame because
you actually did you had your new renovation on your house. Was that completely paid for by your soiled underwear?
By this vending machine. Very popular in Japan. Soiled vending machines full of schoolgirls' knickers. So it's nice to be able to contribute to the economy.
They used a nice photo of you on the side.
Thank you. The sideburns all the way up. It's really... But they like it like that. Anyway, so having...
Shall we digress?
Yep, we did. So we are now in our national costumes of Japan. It's time to preview Japan. Talk us through the circuit. Luke, Suzuka.
Suzuka, one of the greatest tracks. I would say the greatest track. I would love to drive
Really?
this.
What makes it the greatest track in your eyes, Luke?
Fast flowing corners.
Yep.
Great challenges between...
I love corner. Is it 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7?
That's the S's.
That's the S's.
Yep. So down into turn 1,
Very
2,
cool.
the right-handers. And then Michael Schumacher used to have a trick when he drove the S's. He was always very quick. And what he did is he kept the throttle completely down and then he'd just brake. He'd touch the brakes to get the car turned in. So he was full throttle and then just feathering the brake just to get the car in and out. So he kept high revs, but also kept it going through. I don't know if it can still be done on the modern day cars, but that's one of the tricks that he used to do at Suzuka.
He had a bag of tricks, that guy, didn't he?
Turn 8 and 9, which is Degner 1 and Degner 2.
Yep.
Great little fast right-handers. If you get it wrong, you're going to struggle to not hit the wall. Actually, Alonso went in too fast today. Got a little bit on the grass on entry to Degner 1. Ran wide over the gravel trap. Managed to keep it out of the wall. Very well done. That's how good he is.
He's very good.
And 130R into Sector 3. There's 2 DRS zones, I believe, for this. No, there's just one. There's 17, 18 corners at this track. One of the greats. It's a figure 8 track, so it goes actually underneath itself. So on the exit of the second Degner, it goes underneath what 130R is above. Very unique, great corners. There's a hairpin, there's fast-flowing corners. It's everything. If you want to drive an F1 car and feel the speed, the change of direction, this is the place to go.
It's got a bit of everything.
Yeah, it's like a go-kart track.
It is. And would you say it's the driver's favourite track? If you did a poll with the drivers, would this come up trump?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think so. A lot of the drivers say it's once you get into the flow, it's really good.
Yep.
But finding that balance and finding that flow, Max said today that he didn't enjoy a single lap. Where you ask Lewis Hamilton, and he said that he's having the greatest day ever.
Yeah, well,
like the best day ever. This is so much fun.
That car has certainly picked up, hasn't it? That's just improved out of sight, that Mercedes,
yeah.
And he's also driving beautifully.
Do you reckon Mercedes has upped their game, or do you reckon Ferrari's stumbled? Like has Mercedes bought this big upgrade and they're just a phenomenal car and they found something? Or do you reckon Ferrari's dropped the ball and maybe upgrades haven't worked, the car's not balanced and it's just not quick enough?
I think Ferrari was the best car and I think Mercedes is now as good, if not better. But I think the real difference is the management of the team, tactics and the drivers.
Yeah.
I don't think Vettel is as good as he was. I don't think the garage is doing him any favours. I think they're making mistakes. He's making mistakes. The car, I think this is the great opportunity that Ferrari had that they've now missed.
It's very Alonso-esque.
It is, isn't it?
Close but not enough. But Alonso would be closer.
But Alonso would be... If Alonso was in that Ferrari, he would be leading. He wouldn't have made those mistakes that Vettel has made in Germany and countless other mistakes. It seems every week he's making little mistakes, which Hamilton's not doing.
And that's the pressure of driving for Ferrari.
Do you think that Mercedes has picked its game up, or do you think that Ferrari's just stalled?
I think Ferrari's probably made some changes in the car that hasn't worked, or they haven't found the sweet spot yet. And Mercedes has brought in upgrades, and it's just worked, and it's worked really, really well. Daniel was going completely off topic. Red Bull, Daniel said the reason why he seems to be struggling this year, and he admitted it, he's like, yeah, Max has been quicker. He was putting it down to, my side of the garage, we're just not finding the optimum setup. And in pre-season, he was like, I just need to sort of get the car and just kind of drive around things. That's what Max was doing. Where this year, it seems that he's had this like, oh, let's just get it there or thereabouts and I'll make the difference. But I think they haven't had that attention to detail and actually getting the car 100% working for him. And he's been flogged in qualifying, which is very un-Daniel.
Yeah.
Max is quick. Max is a great driver.
Yeah.
But Daniel's dropped the ball this year.
I also think that he's not getting the toys that he deserves.
That's your conspiracy theory.
That's my little conspiracy theory.
I will not subscribe to it.
That's because I love Dan so much.
You do. And I love Dan.
And you do too. And I think that there's not a conspiracy theory against him with Red Bull. I just don't think he gets access to all the great updates, the best equipment, the tactics, because he's not going to be there next year, and they don't want him. They don't want him to beat Verstappen.
Yeah.
So I think that might. And then of course Dan has got his head down and thinking about next year as well.
Yeah. It's a foregone conclusion. Daniel's going, but I think Daniel just hasn't had that 10/10. He's been like at about 9.
Yep.
And he's a great racer and a great overtaker, that's no doubt. But like even in Italy, his passes weren't clean. I think it just seems a little bit off. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's a good point. Very, very good point.
So the lap record is a 1 minute 31.540. Kimi Räikkönen in 2005. The race distance is 53 laps at 307 kilometres. The first Grand Prix was in 1987. And the circuit length is 5.807 kilometres. Great track. Wish I could drive it. Yeah. I'll go there one day.
Be fun. Be awesome. And Hamilton is a bit of an expert at this track. He's won last year.
I think everyone loves this track, and
Hamilton's really strong at this track.
Hamilton's strong everywhere.
Yeah, he is. So expecting a Hamilton. He's been well. How did practice session go today?
Practice 1 and 2 was Hamilton was quickest in 1 and 2.
Okay.
He just seems to have this air of confidence.
Yep.
And it's before it was arrogance, but now it's confidence and like, yep, this is mine. I can do this.
Yep.
So yeah, Hamilton led the first practice 1 and 2. Mercedes was 1 and 2 with Bottas second.
Do we have the tipping?
Tipping
Between you and I, we've been having an ongoing tipping. It's not a big thing. It's not a big deal that I'm winning 7 zip. I'm 7 in front.
You're 7 up.
Still, nothing changed.
Oh, no. You increased your lead.
Did I really?
Yeah.
This is awesome.
I kind of went some opposites just to try and throw some Hail Marys, and I'll be doing more Hail Marys this week.
You're getting desperate. So
I have to. It's 5 races. I've got to. It's now 10 points.
Oh, my God. This is just...
Well, and if it wasn't for you choosing Ericsson in the last race, you gave me 2 points there. But yeah.
Do you realise that Pete's whittled a trophy for this, for the tipping champion?
He's already put ADA on it.
Yeah, he has. Halfway there, brother.
One of the things that happened in free practice 1 is, I don't know if you remember in Azerbaijan, there was Gasly and Hartley kind of parked in the middle of the road, and Gasly came up at 300 k's an hour and then locked up, ran wide. Brendon had a problem.
That's right.
Gasly on the exit of the 130R turn 15, they're going at well over 300 k's, and Gasly was parked right on the racing line, about to do. But he looked in his mirrors and saw that Hamilton was coming, but he didn't move. He just stayed on the racing line, and Hamilton's had to pull out really quickly, locked up and went wide.
Yep.
And Gasly got a reprimand for it. Like, you went off your tits at Brendon for doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a thing in quali. Someone's going to either have an accident because people are going to be going slow in that last chicane to get a good run onto the main straight.
Yep.
And someone's going to be coming around 130R at full click and wanting to dive in and get this last chicane done. That this could be an issue this weekend.
And you can see only one winner this weekend, Hamilton and Mercedes-Benz taking this out. Ferrari, is it all over now?
Yeah.
50 points behind.
We might have a little bit of a mix-up of grid if it rains tomorrow.
Rain could throw a spanner in the works.
Yeah, but I think the race would...
But Hamilton can from now on, just come in behind Sebastian every race, and he's still going to win.
Yeah.
And he's got a buffer of 2 race wins.
Yeah.
So it seems like it might be wrapped up.
Yeah. But I think Mercedes want to wrap it up as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Same with what Red Bull used to do. It's not about sort of, if something happens, it could happen, but I can't see, if Hamilton loses a race. I just hope that if Bottas wins a race, sort of when it's sorted, they don't give it to him, that he earns it.
Yeah.
Because I think getting a race win, I don't think Bottas wants to win a race that...
I don't think he knows how to win a race. I honestly don't. If he's not, failing to pass someone, he's throwing away, he's letting people pass him for the win.
Yeah.
We should really check in with Kimi. Our
Kimi?
Favourite Finn. Kimi Räikkönen, that crazy vodka drunk in our segment, At Home with Kimi. There's a weird tone we had there. Very weird. We should do some singing lessons. And today, it seems that Kimi is going to be also doing, like Brendon, a haiku.
Yeah, so if you've noticed, there's a new sticker. They said a new livery for the Ferrari car. It's effectively a sponsor on the engine cover. And they've released a book with Kimi, and he's written his haikus in it.
Yep.
If you've read bits of it, which they had on the Sky F1 telecast this morning, it doesn't, like the Japanese words is a haiku, but the English translation, there's the syllables a little bit off.
So what's the definition of a haiku? It's a Japanese poem?
Japanese poetry. It's 5 syllables, 7 syllables, and 5 syllables. It doesn't have to rhyme.
Yeah, wow.
It's just...
As long as it's got that number of syllables?
Yep.
Well, we should check to see how he's getting on, because we've got a little porthole into Kimi Räikkönen's life. He is at Suzuka right now in the green room in the Ferrari truck working out his haiku. Yeah. So let's see how he's going.
Boah, okay. Haiku, this will be pretty easy. Let's have a look here. What can I write? It is what it is. Yeah, that's pretty good. Hey, where's my steering wheel? What if I could put arsehole in there? No, maybe not. Just over there. Vodka is the best. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's my haiku. I did a pretty good job. Nice. Yeah. Hey, guys, come and see my haiku. It's really great. Guys.
And that was At Home with Kimi. He did it. Nailed it, didn't he?
Spot on.
Bang. He did the whole 5, 7, 5.
Yeah.
Wow. Talented. I don't know why we doubt him.
No.
He's actually very smart.
Yep.
All that vodka hasn't killed every brain cell after all.
And the great thing is we've got 2 more years of him in F1.
Thank God.
So that segment doesn't end.
Thankfully. He'll be in Sauber. He's going to be good to watch in Sauber.
Yep.
He's going to cause all sorts of mischief back there,
Against
isn't he?
Giovinazzi.
Giovinazzi, the new driver.
Yep. He drove a couple of races for Sauber last year. He crashed out in both of them.
First Italian driver since Jarno Trulli, is that?
Fisichella.
It's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, I think that might be it, Luke. I think we need to... Anything else you'd like to add in this podcast?
Only 2 things.
Yes.
We're going to do our predictions.
Oh, we didn't do predictions. My bad.
Yeah.
I jumped the gun.
You are.
Let's
You're
take
a perennial
a look.
gun jumper.
I sure am. So for this race, I'm going to go for Mercedes-Benz. I will have Hamilton, please.
You can't not go Hamilton, can you?
No, it's impossible. Ferrari, I'll have Sebastian Vettel, please. Red Bull, Dan Ricciardo.
Ooh.
Please, Luke, lock it in.
Well, I might have.
Of course you will. Of course you will.
I
Max
have
and
to go Max.
See, and I don't have to take risks.
No.
And I'm doing that. Force India.
Come on, Max.
Ocon.
Yeah.
Williams, I will say Lance.
Oh, he's going Stroll.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Sirocco.
Okay. Renault, Hulkenberg. Toro
Yeah,
Rosso,
I like Hulk.
Pierce Gasly, please. Pierre Gasly. Pierce Brosnan. I actually thought of Pierce Brosnan in my head. I can't even say it.
Gasman.
Gasman, yeah. Haas.
I'm going to go Hartley.
I'm going to go for K-Mag for the Haas.
Magnussen.
Yes, please.
I'm going to go Magnussen.
McLaren, Alonso, obviously. Alfa Romeo, poor Van Dorn. God, where's he going to go next year? God, that sucks, doesn't it?
IndyCar.
Yeah.
With Alonso.
There we go. Teammates. Sauber, I'll have Leclerc.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a given, isn't it, really?
I'll go Leclerc. So there's a couple of points of difference. I didn't split any qualies up. And, you know, we had a bit of a theory. I don't know if it was a previous podcast or one before. We talked about Lewis Hamilton and his devotion to Christ and to God and to Jesus and all the other characters.
Plays a big role.
I'm thinking, who else needs to turn to Christ? Because there's some people there that got a bit of bad luck, not winning anything.
Yeah.
So who in your opinion
needs to have the hand of
Jesus laid down upon him.
someone like... Okay, well, the obvious one would be
The Kiwi Kid, Brendon Hartley.
Maybe if he just starts wearing a little cross, you know,
Yeah.
does his prayers.
He might need something...
Maybe he takes a knee and says a little bit of prayer with his hand on the car.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that, or get a priest in to bless the car.
Could he not be covered in thorns, maybe bleeding?
Maybe he has like a crown of thorns on his helmet. Like it's a design that looks like there's a crown of thorns on his helmet.
I think he needs to be nailed to something. Because he really needs to get rid of that bad luck that he's had and that poor driving. He needs
just
to
random
really...
stigmata and his hands just start bleeding.
Just starts bleeding from the driving. So
Maybe if he had like a piece of toast with the Virgin Mary on it. He needs to pull out all the stops.
He just needs to go total stigmata.
I think one race he should go Christianity.
He actually kind of looks like the Jesus guy. He's got long hair, blondish, even though the real Jesus couldn't have been blonde, and he's a Middle Eastern dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's beside the point.
Maybe he bleached.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Then, you know, if one race, try Christianity. Next one, try Hindu.
Try something
Next one, try Muslim.
Maybe.
So you just sort of see which one works and then stick with that one. Because Hamilton's got God on his side.
Yeah, you've got to go for a different tactic. You can't have the same God as him.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the Hindu gods. There are thousands.
Even, Brendon, if you're listening, I'm sure you are.
Yep.
There's...
I think you're a great driver, by the way.
You like your heavy metal.
You do.
You like that kind of stuff.
You do.
So maybe satanic.
Go
to the dark side.
Go to the dark side.
See if that'll work.
Get a bit of Metallica. Not really dark enough, is it?
No.
Something a bit... That's not really
It's like
dark
wuss
enough.
dark.
Yeah.
It's like dark, but you've got the nightlight on.
Yeah, it's not dark. It's not dark at all. I also like the idea
Black
of...
Sabbath.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
Maybe every country he's in adopting that god.
Oh.
So he's in Japan this week. He might be going to the Shinto temple, the Buddhist. There we go, the Japanese Buddhist god.
Yeah.
Who's next after Japan? What do we got?
Japan.
What's the next track after
the
that?
United States.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe he goes for more of a Baptist Jesus.
Like a Mormon.
I'll go for a Mormon. Yeah, Joseph Smith.
Yeah.
Found the tablets in New York City with his magic in a hat with a stone. Genius.
We should see Book of Mormon.
We're going to see it. That story in itself is just watertight. Nothing wrong with that story. Nothing wrong with that story,
so, yeah,
baby.
I think Brendon needs it. I think Kubica. I think he's running out of time.
Kubica.
He needs to turn... He's Polish, maybe Christianity, maybe
Orthodox.
Jewish.
He goes Greek Orthodox, maybe.
Orthodox.
Go Eastern. Yeah, go the Russian Orthodox.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Very close.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
They have a lot of beards. He'd probably grow a beard pretty quick.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't he?
Yeah.
Well, not on his head, but Like you can't grow your hair on your head, but your
can't.
beard, it's just flourishing.
It's like the hair on my head's kind of melted down my body and it's stuck there. It's like I'm fucking off from the top of the head, and I'll just make my way down the shoulders and the chest and just stick there.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's getting thicker and thicker, the chest hair. Any other drivers that could do with a bit of extra help?
Van Dorn. I think Sebastian needs to get on his knees and pray instead of getting on his knees and doing what he does.
Yeah, but he prays to the god of dick pics, and that's
me basically. I'm a deity of dick pics.
He basically has a picture of you without any trousers on.
Yeah, it's actually in his car. There's a dick pic in the sofa, so that's why they cover.
That's where he's going.
That's why they cover the TV camera
over the shoulder.
Yeah, that's why. Because if you look down, you'll actually see a dick pic of mine.
You can see Luke's engorged member.
Oh no, I didn't get it hard. It was fun. Like, oh yeah, there you go.
Flaccid. Let's move on. Speaking of, we should really thank your mother, Luke's mum.
Thanks, Mum.
Thank you so much for this smorgasbord. It seems weird that we're talking about dick pics and then we're going straight in to talk about your mum. It doesn't feel right.
That's the way you took it, man.
And I apologise, Mrs. Luke. It wasn't intentional, but I feel like your son has led us in this direction with the whole nudity business. So let's talk about this food, this ensemble, this Japanese. Your mother is just... Where did she learn to cook Japanese food?
I don't know.
It's incredible.
I don't think she had this kind of time to do this.
Is that fish that's so poisonous?
Yeah.
That's it, isn't it?
She's got shaky hands up. She may not have cut the right one.
We shouldn't eat that.
Give it a
Let's not eat that. Let's give that to producer.
Delicious.
Producer Pete, we've got some fish for you to try. Producer Pete, you'll love this. Sushi, teriyaki. Oh, it's all there, isn't it? It's a tasty feast. Thank you very much, Luke's mum.
They do love their breads. They do love their baked goods.
Yeah, they do. They pop up those little bakeries everywhere.
Slowly, Japanese is getting more and more obese thanks to bread.
Yes.
Getting away from the rice.
No, that's a good point. Really good point. I hate brown rice, just quietly.
Racist. You're rice racist.
What are you talking about? I love all rices of all nationalities and colours, except brown rice. That black rice, delicious. Yellow rice, can't stand it.
I love yellow rice.
I don't even know what this is.
Saffron rice.
Oh, saffron, that is delicious. The Indian rice, that is so yummy.
Why is saffron so expensive?
I don't know. It was like the most valuable thing around Jesus' time.
Imagine if you were like a saffron salesman.
Imagine if you gave birth to the Son of God right now and some dude turned up with saffron, you'd go, mate, no, thank you. No. Get something decent and come back. This is the Son of God, you idiot. He doesn't want saffron. He wants a Lamborghini and an iPod. iPhone? I don't know. This is getting silly.
It was there.
You know what? You can. We're going to be right here. So catch us for the wrap up of the Japanese Grand Prix. Get hold of us for comments. FM1 Podcast, the number one podcast. Tell us what you liked, what you like, what you don't like, and just say g'day. Back here in about a week's time, Luke.
Yep.
Look forward to it.
Thanks,
it's been fun. Let's get our Japanese on.
Ding 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 ding.
Konnichiwa, genki desu ka?
I'm turning Japanese. I think I'm
turning Japanese. I really think so. Boobity bow 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 bow. Hajimemashite.
Jamata.